the juniors. Mark Kimber and Hugo Anderson on the front row, as you can see. Axel Charpentier and Mathilde Olsen, row 2. Henry Kubides-Alate and Hannes Morin, row 3. Jan Malacek and Jabo Baldijar, row 4. Ollie Caldwell and Padana Manang completing the top 10 on row 5. Dylan Boyce, you see, a long way down, starting in P21 on row 11, but that didn't stop him coming through in the first race to finish in second place. A really good drive by the young Dutch lad. Mark Kimber started on pole position in the first race, fell out of the top 10 at one point, but climbed back to 7th place. He'll be looking for a little bit better. Hugo Anderson only finished in 8th place in the first race, so he's the other front row starter. We'll be expecting a little bit better as well. So, kart number 7 in your view, Mark Kimber, driving a Tony kart. Hugo Anderson alongside him on the front row in the FA kart. The race distance for the heats in the junior class is 10 laps, so 3 laps shorter than the races we've had for the seniors and DD2s. So not quite a sprint, but certainly a race distance that you wouldn't want to throw away a good starting position and then have to rebuild from there. Not a lot of grass on the infield, but there is some of it. Mainly tarmac and concrete. Very, very neat circuit. Very, very tidy. Neat and tidy, and plenty of good amenity. So, just rolling down the long straight, moving into a left-right chicane. Then there'll be a right turn onto the home straight, and the boys and girls will accelerate to the start. Here we come. Mark Kimber on pole, Hugo Anderson joining him on the front row, and Mark Kimber gets a much faster start. Oh, and Hugo Anderson has thrown away a lot of places. He's only about 5th now. I think Hugo Anderson has gone 5th behind Mark Kimber 1, Axel Charpentier 2. Henry Kubides is in there 3, looking for the white helmet. Jan Malacek in 4th. Oh, and some late braking, and one of our front runners has gone out. Now, I'm not able to see who that is, but one of our front runners certainly in the top 5. I think there was a tiny little bit of touching, but one of our front running guys has lost a mammoth amount, lost something like a quarter of a lap on this. And at the back of the grid, some contact as well. So a rather more untidy start to this race. But Mark Kimber at the moment holding off the rest of the pack as they come round to complete the opening lap. Mark Kimber's lead is over Henry Kubides-Alate by 0.05 of a second. The top 5 have pulled well clear. Axel Charpentier 3rd, Hugo Anderson 4th, Ollie Caldwell in 5th place. I think the top driver that we lost must have been Mathilde. Don't see where Mathilde... Oh no, I do. Mathilde Olsen has gone through in 7th place. Well, Mark Kimber then definitely got a problem, not a problem, that's the wrong thing to say, a challenge on his hands in terms of knowing that the guys immediately behind him had passed him in the opening race, but needing to put that behind him. He's already been excluded from the qualifying competition and reinstated, so really have to hold on and believe in yourself. He's run through in 2nd place at the start of lap 3. But the driver from South America, Henry Kubides-Alate, had taken the lead. And in fact, 3rd moving up to 2nd is Axel Charpentier. So Mark Kimber has shed not just the lead to Henry Kubides, but he's shed 2nd place to Axel Charpentier. Ollie Caldwell still going well in 4th. Mathilde Olsen in 5th. Hugo Anderson, who fell away from a front row start in the first race to finish 8th, is in 7th place now, and he didn't have a good start. Been unlucky in the sense that he wasn't too slow at the start, but wasn't able to get himself over to the right-hand side of the track. The off-pole position in these short races can be almost a curse sometimes. Just looking a little bit further down the grid, Jan Meleček was the front-running driver. Jan Meleček from the Czech Republic, who'd started in P7, was the driver who took the little bit of contact and spun out. Still running now, and not running last, has caught a few of the front-running drivers up. So we're on lap 4 of a 10-lap race, and Henry Kubides 0.12 of a second to the good on Axel Charpentier, but Axel Charpentier has gone into the front. As I looked up and saw the screen already, Axel Charpentier had taken the lead. Kubides running in 2nd place and Mark Kimber 3rd. At least Mark Kimber's not fallen like the stone that he did in race 1. Ollie Caldwell running 4th, Matilda Olsen still 5th. She's pretty much been 5th throughout in this race. Just looking now at the start of lap 5. Axel Charpentier, Mark Kimber and Henry Kubides is a revival for Mark Kimber, because Mark, having stumbled to the extent he previously had, is immediately repairing the damage, and it's a very satisfactory 2nd place at the moment. The driver gaining a place on that move, well, 2, Ollie Caldwell up to 3rd and Matilda Olsen up into 4th, and the one and Padana Minang has also gone through. It's the South American driver, Henry Kubides, who has dropped the places, shipping down to 6th. In fact, he's lost another place to Hans Andersen. So Hugo Anderson, sorry, Hugo Anderson. Hans Andersen is a CIK class driver. Hugo Anderson in this one up to 6th. Dylan Boyce from 21st place, already up to 7th. Dylan Boyce, who came from 21st to 2nd in race 1, has come from 21st to 7th in half the race distance. At the end of 5 laps, 5 gone and 5 to go, Axel Charpentier led from Mark Kimber. In fact, Kimber's dicing and trading places with Axel Charpentier. Axel Charpentier, who might well have thought, I've made it to the front of this, I can kick on from here, finds that Mark Kimber is a much tougher nut to crack this time round. And Mark Kimber rather stating to himself as well as anybody else, I was good enough to get pole position. That means I was faster than you in qualifying, so if I'm faster than you on the track, why shouldn't I lead the race? Well, he does lead the race at the start of lap 7, 0.137 over Axel Charpentier. And Charpentier goes back in front. It's a really good race between these front-running 3. Axel Charpentier is kart 88, Mark Kimber is kart 7, and Ollie Caldwell is kart 64. And these 3 have pulled clear of the others. Padana Minang, I think it is, in 4th place now, and Hugo Anderson running 5th. Padana Minang and Hugo Anderson are very much in a little island of their own in 4th and 5th place, because it's a long way back to 6th place, which is Henry Kubides, the South American. But keeping our eye on these front-running 3, this is Axel Charpentier leading from Mark Kimber and Ollie Caldwell, sweeping round onto the home straight to start the next lap, which is lap 8 of 10. And with 3 to go, including the one that they're on, Axel Charpentier, Mark Kimber, Ollie Caldwell 1, 2 and 3. Then quite a gap to Padana Minang 4 and Hugo Anderson 5. Then another gap to the slipping down the charts slightly, Henry Kubides 6, Hannes Marine 7th, Jarbo Boldijar 8th. Laszlo Toth, the Hungarian, has driven up to 9th place, and holding his place in the top 10, Valtes Zviedris. Good drive by Dutchman Pepin Krivelt. He started way down the grid. He was 22nd, has driven up through half of the grid to 11th place. Just looking a little bit further down, no other huge surprises, I don't think. Maybe Lucas Dunner would have expected a little bit better as we set off on lap 9. The 1, 2 and 3 is exactly as they were, but Hugo Anderson has taken 4th place off Padana Minang on lap 8. So 2 remaining, and Ollie Caldwell is our new race leader. Ollie Caldwell, our new race leader. So all of the front running 3 have all led at some stage, and there's another interchange there with Mark Kimber and Axel Charpentier. So the front running 3 have all led the race, and although there's still a gap to 4th and 5th, that gap is a little bit narrower than it was. I don't think in 1 1/4 laps they're going to be caught by Hugo Anderson and Padana Minang, but it's all to race for with these front running 3. Here's the last lap board. 1 to go. Axel Charpentier 1, Mark Kimber 2, Ollie Caldwell 3. Mark Kimber just looking, is there a route past? There wasn't. Axel Charpentier just drifted ever so slightly, but not in there now. Axel is doing what he did at the start of race, at the finish of race 1, which is controlling the geography, saying, I'm the driver in front, so I will pick where I place the cart. I don't have to kick on to be the fastest. I just stop you coming past me. And his geography, his placement, track awareness is spot on. Axel Charpentier 1, Mark Kimber 2, Ollie Caldwell 3. Coming down the right-hand straight now. It's hard to see Axel losing from here. Sweeping down onto the home straight. This is Axel Charpentier coming for victory. And the race is over, with Axel Charpentier taking his 2nd win in 2 starts. Mark Kimber, who was 7th in race 1, is 2nd in race 2. Ollie Caldwell 3rd, Hugo Anderson 4th, Padana Minang 5th, Hannes Morin 6th, Henry Kubides 7, Jabo Boldijar 8, Laszlo Toth 9, and Pepin Krivelt from down in P22 makes it to the top 10 at number 10. Dylan Boyce, unfortunately, who made that tremendous drive in race 1 and was doing the same in race 2, he's had some sort of incident late on because he's almost fallen off the chart. But a confirmation on screen of Axel Charpentier's victory over Mark Kimber for Strawberry Racing 1 and 2, Ollie Caldwell in 3rd place. Confirmation also that Dylan Boyce, who'd climbed up from P21 up into 7th place, in the end finds himself classified 22nd. And Jan Malacek, who was a front runner at one point, had gone out early on, also going out, and another front runner went out with 5 laps to go, which was Matilda Olsen. Now Matilda started on the 2nd row, and she's been very, very impressive in the preliminaries, but it went wrong at half race distance for